There we go. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see you all. So, the plan for our session today is connected with the seasons. In the Northern Hemisphere, of course, it's coming to the end of spring, just about to start into summer. And so, many of you will know that the cycles of the five elements also relate to the cycles of the season. And spring is the time of the wood element. And as we work with the elements, we find that it's not just as simple as there's wood, there's fire, there's earth, and they're just one thing by themselves, but the actual qualities of the elements change as they go through different phases as well. And so early in spring, we have the young wood that's just getting started, and then it starts to flourish in the middle of spring. And then towards the end of spring, it's starting to become mature. It's becoming a big, strong tree, and that's a good, beautiful thing. But we sometimes it's helpful for us to work differently with the elements at these different stages as well. So one of the big issues with the wood element as it starts to mature is that it can become a bit too stiff, a bit too rigid. Ideally, we want to keep our wood flowing in a young and fresh way, and so that it's flexible like bamboo rather than becoming old and brittle. And so we're going to consider this in our practice with the wood element today. And again, even if it's you're in the southern hemisphere and it's not the end of spring for you, if you're wanting to work with your wood element, the practices will be good for that. So we're going to be starting with some general practices just to activate our energy, get it flowing, get it moving. And then we'll do a little bit of some water element practices to feed and nurture the wood. We'll then work directly with the wood element itself. And then again, because we're coming to this phase where the wood is maturing, we'll do some metal element practices to control the wood, to make sure it doesn't get overgrown and so on. It's a little bit like pruning the wood, and so that we can channel that wood energy effectively. Wood energy rises and it gives us drive in life, right? But when it gets out of control, it can start going this way and that way and not be particularly useful for us. So we want to use the metal to bring it into focus so we can channel that wood energy in a useful way. So you'll see how that unfolds in the practices that we do in the session today. So I'm going to change my camera. So you're going to be able to see standing as we get into the practice session. Now, the practices that we're going to be doing do have imagery connected very specifically, very directly to each of the elements. And so the way we practice, of course, as we move physically in different ways, this is stimulating our physical body, it's stimulating energy flow. But the imagery also contributes to what happens with our energy within the practice as well. As we think about things in different ways, that imagery creates changes within our energy too. So I hope you'll enjoy the imagery that we use, the symbolism within these practices as well. We'll start with some very simple warm-ups. We're just going to do some joint rotations to begin with. Just getting our body moving, making sure all our joints are moving well, as well as starting to bring our awareness into our physical body. We'll change direction. We can rotate back the other way. And we'll come out to our elbows. Rotating the elbows, we'll change direction, going back the other way. And then in one shoulder, big circles opening up through the shoulder, opening up through the whole side of our body. And we'll change directions, going back the other way. Changing to the other side, big circles. And we'll change, going back the other way. Right hands on your waist. We'll rotate at our waist, gently loosening, opening our hips. And back the other way. And then stepping your feet together, we'll rotate our knees. And the other way. And then our ankles. We're just putting the ball of one foot on the ground. Rotate the ankle. And back the other way. We'll shift our weight to the other foot, rotating the other ankle. And back the other way. Bringing your weight back onto both feet. With your head and neck, tilting your head forward and back and forwards and back and forward and back. Now, with your head in the center, turn your head to one side and to the other side. One side and the other side. One side and the other side. Coming back to the center. Now, if you have any issues with your neck, you might want to just keep tilting forwards and back and side to side. If you're comfortable with your neck, you might do some full rotation, gently exploring the range of motion of your neck in all directions. And if you're rotating your neck, change directions, go the other way as well. And bring your head back up to the center, releasing your hands and twisting side to side, nice and loose, loosening your spine, loosening your whole body. And then coming back into the center, feet shoulder width apart, back straight, neck long, arms loose at your side. We're going to begin with some simple bending exercises to help to start to loosen our connective tissue, make sure it's flexible and strong and able to move freely. Our connective tissue having a strong linkage to the wood element. When it gets too active, sometimes it becomes stiff. So we're going to start just by stretching this, open this up a little. The way we'll do this, we're going to do this in 3 stages. So you put your hands onto your pelvis in front of your body. And just slowly slide your hand down. And we want to keep our back straight for this first time as we go down. And just slide your hand down to wherever is comfortable for you, no further than your knees or just above your knee. That's as far as we want to go. With the arms straight, legs straight, back straight, we'll just pause here and breathe. And with arms straight, legs straight, back straight, we feel a lengthening through our body, a lengthening through our spine. With each breath, we gently massage from the inside, opening up the tissues, gently opening up through our back, through our legs as well. Now slowly coming up, sliding your hands up your thigh, back up to your pelvis, and we're going to bring our hands around into our back, into our lower back with the palms facing down. And then just lean back. It doesn't have to be far, you just lean back as far as is comfortable for you. As you lean back, also let your pelvis come forward. Just feel where it's comfortable for you, and then pause and breathe. Again, letting the breath gently massage, loosen from the inside. And slowly bringing your body back upright. Bring your hands back around to the front of your body. Again, we'll slide our hands down the front of our thighs. Again, coming to where is comfortable for you. This time, if it is comfortable for you, you can go below your knee, but just stop wherever you feel that's far enough for you. This time we can also let our head hang down rather than keeping our back straight. And if you can, bring your hands all the way to your ankles, grasp your ankles with your hand, let your head hang down, and breathe. Of course, if you didn't reach this far, that's absolutely fine. Just stop wherever is right for you. And let the breath gently stretch and open from inside. Now we'll slowly come back up again, sliding your hands up your legs, taking your time. Slowly coming back up. Bringing your hands around into your lower back. Again, placing the hands supporting your lower back. Let your pelvis come forwards, let your head and shoulders roll back. And again, just go to wherever is comfortable for you. And breathe. Coming upright again, slowly. We're going to bend forwards one more time. Bring your hands on your pelvis in front of your legs, slowly sliding down. Again, stop wherever it's comfortable for you. If that's still above your knees, that's fine. If that's on your shins, that's absolutely fine. If you can, bring your hands all the way to the floor, palms touching the floor, and press gently with your palms into the floor, opening up the back of your body a little more. And breathe. And slowly coming up, again sliding your hand up your legs, round into your lower back. One last time, leaning back and breathe. Coming upright. And from here, we'll slide one hand behind our back, right across our back if we can. Just back of the hand touching our body. The other hand's coming across on top, letting our forearm or wrist sit on top of our head. And then we'll lean to the side in the direction of the fingertips of that top hand. And breathe, opening up to the tissues in the side of the body. As we come up to the center, open your arms out to the sides, and we'll swap hand positions. So one hand goes right across the lower back, supporting the lower back. Other hand comes across the top of the head, supporting the neck. And lean and breathe. Coming back to the center, again, opening the arms out to the side, and continue to change hand position. One hand supporting the lower back, one hand supporting the neck by resting on the head, and lean and breathe. Opening the tissues of the side of the body. Coming back to the center, opening wide, across to the other side, supporting the lower back, supporting the neck, and lean and breathe. Coming back to the center, we'll go once more to each side, swapping the arms over, and breathe. Coming back to the center one last time, across to the other side, and lean over and breathe. Coming back to the center, this time just opening your arm to the sides. We'll pause in the center for just a moment. Just rest, just settle. Feel the difference maybe in the balance of your body, the difference in the tensions between the front, the back, the side. Maybe you feel more centered in the middle, just gradually preparing our body to move more freely, preparing the connective tissue to move more freely. The next exercise we're going to do is a type of beating the heavenly drum. It's for activating our kidneys, our water energy, so it can rise more freely to support the wood element. So we're going to make loose fists, and we're going to knock either side of our lower back, and then come up and down. So up and down, knocking either side of the spine, activating that energy in the kidneys, activating that energy on the lower back, loosening it up so it can move more freely up and down the spine. Get a relaxed breath as we do this. Hopefully it's a nice, comfortable massage, just not as comfortable as hard as is comfortable for you. If you feel like making it vigorous and strong, by all means do that. If it feels better to keep it gentle, by all means do that as well. And maybe you start to feel some nice little tingles or warmth in your body. We activate that energy as it starts moving freely. And then from here, we'll open our hands wide. And this time we're going to do something similar, having brought the energy up the spine all the way up to our head. You can use your fingertips if you prefer, or you can use, again, soft fist using your knuckles. And we'll knock from the base of our skull forwards and back and forwards and back, bringing that stimulation, that water element energy all the way from our kidneys, up our spine, all the way up to our head. And then from here, we're going to lift our hand up as we inhale, and then exhale, turn our hands towards our body, washing down, a gentle wash of energy flowing all the way down. So we'll inhale, lift our hands up, and exhale, and this is like rain falling, a gentle rain washing down over our head, our neck, our shoulders, over our whole body, washing back down there. Inhale. So we use the beating the heavenly drum, the knocking. Exhale to activate the water element energy to bring it up the spine, up to the head. And now this gentle rain will descend that energy back down as a fresh, gentle energy, all the way back down to our feet, down to the earth. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, gentle rain falling. So we'll use this gentle moisture, this gentle water energy to nourish, to nurture our wood. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do 2 more passes of this gentle rain. Inhale. Exhale. Gentle rain washing all the way down over the whole body, but down to the earth, letting your cells absorb the energy as it passes. Inhale, this will be our last one. Exhale, gentle rain, washing down. And we'll bring that to nurture our wood at its youngest stage, that of a seed. Now, a gentle way to do this is to just bring your feet together and to wrap your arms across in front of your body like you're closing in, nice and tight like a seed. And then from here, we rock forwards and backwards. And this creates, you might feel there's a little bit of internal pressure as we rock forwards and backwards. That pressure pushes against the outside of your body like the vitality inside a seed starting to press outwards, wanting to come out, to grow, to rise. So this is the gentle version of this movement, and feel free to keep doing this if that's what feels best to you. If you want to make this stronger, we sink down, making our body even smaller, just sinking as low as you can, and we wrap our arms as possible around our legs. And again, we rock forwards and back and forward and back. As you come forward, you can come onto the ball of your feet and back onto your heels. And again, you'll feel that pressure pushing outwards. And particularly as you come back onto your heels, you'll feel the rising energy of the wood wanting to start to push upwards. Now, whether you are crouched down like this or whether you're standing, once our seed is active enough, it will turn into a shoot and grow. So bring the backs of your hands together. We inhale, palms of the hands come together. We exhale, raising the hands up and open out to the side. So I'll show you this standing as well. So backs of the hands come together. We inhale, turn over, palms come together. Exhale, the shoot rises, and we open and release. So you can keep doing this standing. That's what feels good to you. Inhale. Exhale. What you want to make this stronger. Again, we can crouch down, coming all the way from the seat. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Again. So we inhale, drawing the energy up from the center of the seed, forming the shoot. Exhale, it rises upwards. Strong, vital, rising wood energy. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. This will be our last one. Inhale. Exhale. Now on this one, as we open our arms to the sides, we'll keep them open wide, palms facing upwards, allowing our wood to mature into a tree. Now, gentle version of this, we can have our feet shoulder apart and we sway side to side. And as we sway side to side, we feel the activation of the connective tissue through the sides of our body, loosening, but keeping that wood energy flexible. It doesn't become too stiff. If you want a stronger version of this, you step one foot across in front, ball of the foot on the ground. And again, we sway. Now, of course, this is a bit more challenging for the balance, but we feel that activation through the side of the body more strongly, more clearly, particularly the activation of the gallbladder meridian, which runs through the side of our body. And if you want an even stronger version, we bring that foot up off the ground, ankle across the knee. And again, we sway side to side, making all that connective tissue flexible, allowing the wood energy to rise strongly, but maintain its flexibility, its ability to flow. All right, we'll bring our hands together, laying them down in front of our chest. And of course, if you were keeping your feet shoulder width apart, it's fine to just keep them shoulder width apart. Otherwise, if you did cross one leg and another, we'll repeat on the other side to keep things balanced. So rising the hands up, open them wide, and we sway. Gentle movement side to side. Loosening up anywhere where our rising energy has become stuck, and making sure to make it flexible so it can move freely. Again, if you want to make this stronger, you can bring your ankle above your knee and sway like a tall tree, reaching for the sky, arms wide, palms facing upwards to receive the energy, the heavenly energy of the sun. And here we go. Bringing the hands together, we will step back down, feet shoulder apart. One last time, this time keep your feet on the ground, opening your hands wide like a tree. We're going to extend this exercise and we're going to use it as a focusing exercise. So instead of having our palms facing up, we'll turn our palms out and we're going to make this shape with our hand. So we have just one finger raised. We're going to press to the side and we'll turn to one side and focus on your index finger and then look to the distance beyond your index finger. Focus on the finger, look to the distance beyond the finger. Focus on the finger, look to the distance beyond. Focus on the finger. Now we'll come to the other side. So our eyes connect to our wood element as well, our vision. So look at the finger and look beyond. Look at the finger, look beyond. Look at the finger, look beyond. From here, bring your head back to the center. Palms facing out now, so not like this, full palm. If you can stay standing like this, or if you like, you can come down more into a horse now. We're now going to rotate our hand, one high, one low, and we'll see if we can keep seeing our hands, both hands at the same time in our peripheral vision. We're really activating, working with the focus of our eye and activating our peripheral vision of our eyes, opening up our vision, relating to our wood element. This particular movement we also use for the metal element, called clearing space. And as we do this, you can think like you're standing on top of a mountaintop and you're clearing all the clouds away so you can see clearly in all directions around you. So the wood element creates the rising energy. The metal element clears space and brings focus. And so here we're clearing space. This time we'll bring our arms to shoulder height and we'll turn to one side and turn to the other, sending our energy outwards, strengthening our protective energy, our Wei Qi, and again, clearing any obstruction so we can see freely in all directions. We'll go once more to each side. From here, we'll sweep the front arm back and we'll come forwards, over and down with both hands as we come into a cat stance. If you're not comfortable in a cat stance, you can stay shoulder apart. Otherwise, come into a cat stance, ball the foot on the ground. So we'll inhale, we sweep both arms back. Exhale, sweep down, hands on the center line. So we inhale, both hands sweep back.
Exhale, sweeping down on the center line. Inhale. So this movement again is a metal element movement. You can think of this as we gather, we expand the lungs, filling the lungs, and then we exhale, we refine as the hands descend. You can think of this like a blade slicing downward. Inhale, and we find focus. So after clearing space from all of the infinite possibilities in all directions around us, we choose one direction and find focus in a clear line, focusing our energy, making it sharp. Inhale, so we can use it effectively. Inhale. So these mental element practices, they take that rising, that surging, that vital wood energy, inhale, and then they make sure to descend it, to refine it, to give it focus, so we can use it effectively. And we'll change across to the other foot. And again, inhale, sweeping back, opening the lungs, exhale, descending, finding focus. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pruning our wood, making sure we bring it into a state where we can direct it effectively, use that vital wood energy, the energy of spring, and direct it towards what is most valuable, what is most important for us. Inhale. Exhale, just one more. Inhale. And exhale. From here, returning back, feet shoulders apart, arms loose at your sides. Again, we'll take a moment to just pause and observe. Maybe starting with just a general awareness of your body, the movement of your breath. And maybe you have some sense of the energy flowing and moving within you as well. And as part of this, you might notice that now the energy is rising more actively within you. That wood quality of the energy causing it to rise. You might possibly also notice that some of your energy has gone to the surface of your body. So the metal element supports our Wei Qi, our protective energy. It creates boundaries for us. You might feel that energy to the surface. You might feel some degree of sharpness, of precision within your energy. Again, a metal element quality. So we're going to bring all of these together. So far, the imagery we have used has been very much about the elements, about the rain, the seed, the shoot, the wood, standing on a mountain, a descending blade, and so on with the metal element. This time we're going to bring them all together into an animal, and we're going to do a movement, which is a tiger movement, and it incorporates water, wood, and metal together. We're going to do a tiger pounce. There's a few different parts to it, but I will talk you through it. I think some of you will already be familiar with this one. So it starts by sinking down. Now, if you can't sink all the way to the ground, that's absolutely fine. Just sink as low as you can. But if you can, ideally coming all the way until your fingertips touch the ground. So these are our claws. And then we lift one foot onto the ball of the foot, raising the heel, and then we swap from one side to the other. So one heel up, other heel down, side to side. And as we go side to side, we feel that internal stretching pushing outwards, specifically around the area of our lower back, similar to that seed, that internal wood energy pushing outwards, but specifically activating around the lower back, the kidney. And then from here, we raise our arms up and we create a wave of energy that comes up from our kidneys, up our spine, to that water energy. So from the kidneys up through the spine. And then from here, we step forwards and we have the sharpness, the focus in our fingers, in our claws. We do another movement. We sweep back, coming up the spine, down and forwards, all the way to the ground. And from here, we lift up and over, activating the side of our body, the gallbladder meridian, down the side of our body. we can turn around. We'll try doing it the other way. Another little detail, there's lots of details in these exercises. Our eyes, as we do this, we're pouncing, we're being a tiger. So we're coming down and we're getting ready to pounce. So as we're ready to pounce, we're looking forwards, our eyes wide, really activating that flow energy to our eyes, wood energy. And then when we're ready, we come up the spine, all the way up. One, metal out to the core. Again, second one, two, all the way to the ground. We lift up, over and behind, activating the gallbladder meridian. We look in this direction, activating the eye. All right. So you've got an idea of it. We've done it slowly in each direction. We're going to do it at a medium pace in each direction, and then a little bit faster. Hopefully you got the idea, and we can feel that strong, the activation of the water, the strong wood element rising, and then the sharpness of the metal, all within one movement. So here we go. Medium pace, just a little faster, sinking to wherever you can. Fingers on the ground. Yeah, we pump the legs. Pump, 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 pump. We rise and second movement, out and lift up, over and behind. We really activate right down through the side of our body. All right, going the other way again, medium pace, sinking to the ground, pumping the legs, pumping the heels, feeling that energy ready to burst out from within, opening up from the kidneys and sweep up, and one, and two, and left, over and behind. Cool. All right. Once more, each time we'll try going a little faster. Here we go. Sinking down, pumping the legs, pump, 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 and pounce. One, two, and lift. Starting to feel some tiger energy. All the parts come together into the vital energy of the tiger. Here we go. One last one. Pumping the legs, and pounce. Second pounce. Up. Coming back to the center. And again, we'll just stand. Feet shoulder width apart. Arms loose at our sides. You might find that your breathing got a bit deeper, a bit stronger, particularly as we went past with the tiger. Maybe your heart's beating a little faster. We'll just stand for a moment, let the energy settle, let the body settle. As you stand, being aware, again, of all the sensations of your body, aware of the way your body moves, gently expanding and contracting with the breath. And maybe also internally with some awareness of the energy more active, flowing, circulating more strongly. And maybe some of those specific qualities within the energy as well. All right, we're not quite finished yet. We've finished the active part. We're going to start to settle our energy now. So we'll actually go back to that gentle rain again. It's a great way if we lifted our energy up with that tiger, we might have brought the energy up quite strongly, just to make sure it descends down nicely. So we'll inhale as we lift our hands up. Exhale, palms facing towards our body, washing down, releasing the energy down, softening your legs. Release the energy all the way to the ground. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, palms facing towards your body, washing down, washing down, washing down, all the way down to the earth. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, gentle rain, washing down, soothing the energy, settling the energy, refreshing the energy, all the way to the earth. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. And from here, we'll circulate the energy in the microcolumnar orbit, balancing yin and yang. So inhale, raising our arms to the sides. We bring the energy up our spine. Exhale, palms facing down, circulating the energy down the front of our body. So we inhale, energy comes up the spine, up the governing vessel. Exhale, down the front of the body, down the central or conception vessel. Circulating energy, harmonizing yin and yang. Inhales. Exhale. We'll do just one more. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands onto your abdomen. We'll just do a little self-massage as well to settle the energy. So we'll bring our hands around into our lower back. We'll massage some circles in the lower back, taking a little bit of extra care of our kidneys, the roots of our energy, and then patterning down the back, the outside of our legs, up the inside of our legs, up the front of our body, out the inside of one arm, up the back of the arm, out the inside of the other arm, up the back of the arm, over the face, over the head, over the neck. We'll patch down, in, and we'll come up. We'll go out one arms, up the back of the arm, out, and over our head. We'll go all the way around one more time, down the back of our legs, up the inside of the legs, out each arm, over the face, over the head, coming back down to your lower back. And bring your hands back around in front. Arms on your lower abdomen, so in front of your lowered intent. A good way to find this, if you're not familiar with it, if you put your thumb onto your belly button and then just let your hand hang underneath it, that's going to be about the right spot, and you can put your other hand on top. We'll take a moment to just stand, just be aware, and let your energy settle into the center of your body, where we can store it, where we can draw from it later when you need it. All right, so we will finish the practice part of our session there for today. Thank you, everyone. We do have a few minutes if anyone has any questions or any comments. So yeah, questions you'd like to ask or comments you'd like to make. We have a little opportunity for that as well. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Nice, simple one. Bring, quite appropriate, particularly, well, anytime you want to work with that maybe maturing wood, if you're like, okay, I want to keep it healthy and strong, but I want to make sure there's balance so I can use it effectively. But also very, very relevant to this late springtime for those of us who might be in the Northern Hemisphere. John.
Hi, John. Just want to ask, tomorrow morning, it's going to be a repeat of the same exercises?
No, so what we're doing in the next session is it's going to be on nurturing fire. So we're in this transition where we're right towards the end of spring, but then we're just starting into summer. So this one is for the end of the spring. The next one's more for just starting into that fire energy and starting to work with it in a gentle way. So this one we're working with the mature wood. We're working with the gentle fire to start to grow it and strengthen it. And this is quite appropriate. There's an overlap, of course, between end of spring, start of summer. We're in this transition phase. And so yeah, that's what the later one's going to be about. Cool. Oh, and by the way, if anyone's wondering, the sessions are going to be recorded. So if the time isn't convenient for you for the other session, we'll put the recording on the website as well. Samantha.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's anything for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere going into autumn.
Yeah. So we haven't specifically focused that on these sessions. And again, the sessions are relevant just for working with the elements. It's not that you can't do this going into autumn. Of course you can. It's just particularly harmonizing with the seasons. Of course, heading into autumn being the element of metal. So part of what we did today was focused on metal. So it's specifically there were two movements in particular with the metal, which was the clearing space, and then the finding focus. These are really good metal element practices. So yeah, there is some direct relevance there. Maybe I'll do a Southern Hemisphere focused one next time. We'll see.
Thank you.
Cool. Alana.
Thank you, John. That was awesome. An observation that I noticed during the pouncing tiger one, which was with this movement I'm familiar with, but the beginning part leading up to it was new to me.
Yeah.
And after I finished with that, I just specifically felt joy and laughter just bubbling up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll make a couple of comments around that. So first, in terms of being familiar with one part of the practice, but not the other, there's lots of practices that can take different forms depending on how you want to use them. And sometimes just a portion of a practice or a movement will be used in one context, but then in another context, it'll be a more intricate movement. And so that's what you're familiar with. So you're familiar with this probably from 12 Rivers, where we're using it very specifically for the gallbladder meridian. This longer movement we use as part of animal play, where we're working more with the tiger in general, and there's a series of different movements, and we're really getting into the qualities of the tiger, and there's a bit more to it, So that's where some of those things come in. We do that in the inner fire program and part of the animal play. So yeah, in terms of feeling joy and laughter, so different people have different responses, of course, but just in terms of the elements. So wood, when it's healthy and when it flowed, because one of the things as the wood matures, it can get stuck, right? It can get to a certain point like, it's growing, but it like run into something, and then we get frustration because the wood's rising, it can't get through, frustration, right? But when we make sure it flows in a healthy way, so we've come in with some control, some metal as well, so we've pruned it, so it's not going to get stuck, so we actually get it flowing. What that then does is it means that the wood supports the fire. And so naturally having that healthy, you've cut some branches off the wood, it can feed the fire. And the joy, the emotion of joy, the action of laughter specifically relates to the fire element to our heart. So yeah, quite natural that, having got your wood flowing, it would naturally support the fire as well.
That's good. Thank you. That's instinctually what I was thinking. It felt like something had been cleared and now there was room for it, but that's good to have the clarification that I wasn't off.
And definitely if you've been a bit frustrated,
Right.
it can feel quite joyful if you're like, finally my energy is able to move past.
Yeah.
Move
Yeah.
through.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Alana. Let's see, a couple of people. Oh, Carrie, yes, go ahead.
Hi, John. John, just a question. Just because you're doing the wood and the kidney, would that be good for like perimenopause, PMT, all that sort of build up of the liver wood element energy, and then the hormonal side of the kidneys thing as well?
Yeah, certainly it can. So yes, kidneys having overall responsibility for the hormone system in general. So making sure that they're not getting stuck. So because again, there's lots of different practices we can use for each element, but this one in particular using, beating the heavenly drum and knocking on the kidneys, loosen up anything that's stuck there. Really good. And then yes, releasing the because the tension wood element often the energy, because if it does get stuck, it leads to tension. So yes, getting that through using the metal to help that move through, yes, could be quite useful for those sorts of issues.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. And let's see, some people have put some things in the comments. People saying thank you. That's always nice. Yes, someone asking, is the recording going to be available? Yes, in a couple of days we'll get it up on the website. Where the details were, we'll put a link to it there. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Lovely to see you all and practice with you. I look forward to seeing you another time soon.